Okay, brother, what I'm doing now is I'm continuing on from the curses, man. I'm going to go through a few more curses and break them down, and then we're going to go on to your next piece. All right. Okay, brother. 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Brother, can you think of any place where our people are blessed as a people? Because this is what Most High is telling us. As a people, we're going to be cursed. Now, you see us individually making gains. Well, you know, you see us getting awards on TV. You see us outrunning people on the track field. You see us doing our thing on the football field and in the whole athletic arena. You see us making individual achievements. You see us making individual achievements in the arts or in the medical field or anywhere. You see us individually doing things. Hell, they even have black cardinals, you know, over in Rome. Come on now. But as a people, we are still cursed. No matter how much individual achievement we get as individuals, as a people, we are cursed. That's what 16 is saying. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So, brother, I don't think you can dispute that, but I hope you do, because I'd like to get to the bottom to help you get some foundation and understanding, because you're my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? You're my brother, and it's important. Even if you reject this, it's important that you know it. You can still reject it later. That's your business. But if you take a look at it and you investigate it, you'll see the truth. If you're a truth seeker, you can't deny this, brother. All right, number 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Brother, as a people, do we have any Walmarts or Kmarts or Targets? Do we have any 7-Elevens or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Do we have anything wide, or should I say nationwide, anything working for us as a people? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I always use the Walmart situation as a racism definition, because a lot of people are screwed up on racism. You know, racism is an economic tool, brother. It's not this liking each other or disliking each other, because we all have a right to be prejudiced. Everyone can be prejudiced against whatever they choose to be. But the racism concept, man, see, like, if all of us owned Walmart, let's just say if all the Walmarts were black owned and operated, and we had nothing but black people working in them, and we allowed nothing but black people to shop in them. We didn't allow any white people to come in. We didn't allow any white people to work in Walmarts or shop there. That right there is racism, brother. Because white people would need that economic connection to Walmart so they can have an economic balance, so they can be consumers on that issue. And you know that story. I mean, just go back to Jim Crow. We had separate drinking fountains, bathrooms, went to restaurants, had to go get fed through the back door. I mean, come on now. That was racism at its finest back in the day, man. And that's the way it works. So we have our corner stores, you know. We have what, Johnson and Johnson. I mean, we have Johnson, Ebony, Jet. We have a few black corporations that are working where they bring in a certain amount of black people, but it's not benefiting us all unless we consume. Now, can you imagine if we had like 25 communities in each state, and each one of them had a business that was working worldwide, or better yet, nationwide? That's a black thing, brother. That's where the curse is lifted. We don't have that. We have individuals things going on. Okay, brother, I'm jumping up ahead for a minute, man. I'm jumping up ahead. I'm scooting on up to number 28, man. This is pretty important. Deuteronomy 28:28. Yah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Brother, isn't that where we are right now? Madness. I mean, look at us, shooting each other, gangbanging and whatnot, killing each other. That's madness. I mean, take a look at how many of us are can't wait to blend in with whites, or can't wait to be that token black on a TV show, or even hanging out. You can go to any city, any major city, and you're bound to see a token black with a whole bunch of whites. You don't see it the other way around. It's very rare you do. That's madness. We're hooked on everything we see on television. So many of us. I mean, Public Enemy did a song about it. What was the name of it? Flavor Flav. She watches Channel Zero. Do you know how long sisters would judge our brothers, by what they saw on television? You know what I'm saying? That's madness, man. Madness. Okay, then there's blindness, man. Okay, the truth that I'm spitting to you, man, the truth that I'm giving to you in this video series, man, not many of our people know this. And a lot of us have turned a blind eye to it. They see the brothers out there on the street, the ones you were talking about in your video, talking about wearing costumes and whatnot, the Hebrew Israelite brothers, you know, looking like Africa Bambaataa and whatnot out there. But man, you know, that's a black thing, man. You can't embrace that, so you got to judge it. I hear you. But the thing about it is, those brothers are on those corners on the street telling the truth, man. Now, they seem arrogant, they seem loud, and maybe even vulgar. But they're spitting the truth, man, because, see, this truth was hidden from us. It was hidden. And now it's coming to light, man. So the brothers are learning this, and they're letting everybody know. Because, see, there's a whole lot of white people, man, that believe that this truth that's about us, they think it's about them. Just like you were talking about Hebrew Israelites being a religion and claiming to be cursed like white people are claiming to be cursed. Brother, that is very ass backwards, man. But I'm not here to judge you, man. I'm just here I'm contesting your video, but I'm trying to let you see the truth in the process. And I'm hoping you investigate everything I'm saying. Man, do I hope you do that. And if you have any questions, brother, I'm right here to let you know. And it also says an astonishment of heart. An astonishment of heart, brother. Look at how many avenues, or better yet, just look at this exchange between you and me. That's an astonishment of heart, brother. When you refuse to see the truth, or when you refuse to embrace the truth, or when you refuse to acknowledge the truth. And you take up with white people. That's just like us believing in a white Jesus and a white God. That's an astonishment of heart. And you know that's where we came from, out of slavery, believing in, oh, Jesus, that white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus. Straight up fraud, man. And that was all we had. Why? We were raised in captivity, man. Not knowing anything. We didn't know nothing because we were raised up in captivity. So all we had to do was embrace that white Jesus, man. You know? I mean, think about it. Slavery worked in 3 stages, man. It started off being a religious issue. They were using the Bible to enslave us. They took some scripture, twisted it to enforce on us slavery. Then it took a step into being an economic issue. Actually, that's the other way around. It started out as an economic issue because that's what it still is today. Racism is an economic issue. It's about depriving us of economic means to bring our people up. But anyway, it went from an economic position to a religious position. Okay? That's the way it went. And then it went from a religious position to becoming a biological position right after the end of the Civil War. Like I said, I believe in part 2. Right at the end of the Civil War was when it became biological, because classification came into play. And also that is when they decided to add the ISM at the end of race. Right after the Civil War, because see, there were white people all over the country red hot mad. And you already know the Southern whites are still mad about it because, hell, they're still glorifying their battles. I mean, they have all these exhibits and events on glorifying the battles of the Civil War because they wanted to keep us in slavery. That's why when I see rebel flags now, man, I just look the other way because that tells me exactly what they stand for. And then when you think about it, too many of our people were killed, hanged, mutilated, and murdered in the presence of that rebel flag. So, you know, I'm not okay with any of that. Anyway, my point being is that, brother, is a lot of us embraced that mess blindly. So that goes back to astonishment of heart. So, man, Deuteronomy 28:28 is spitting the truth, man. As a matter of fact, all of them, all those curses are the truth, man. I can break them all the way down to you. Matter of fact, let's go down to 68, the most important one, the one that helps a lot of our people start looking into this thing. Check it out. Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again by ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there thou shalt be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Brother, let's break that down. Yah will bring us into Egypt again by ships. Brother, do you know any people in the history, all the history that you know, or all the history that you can muster up, do you know any people that were taken into slavery by ships? Any people? Because there's only been one people. Okay, I'm going to move right along. And it says, by way whereof I spake unto thee. In other words, Yah is saying, yeah, it's going to go down just like I say. Just like I say. You're going to go back into Egypt again by ships. And brother, Egypt Egypt is a form of bondage, brother. Remember, I told you that the Greeks is the ones who labeled Kemet as Egypt. And we were slaves in Egypt. Or should I say Kemet. And that's where Moses came into play. And I've covered the Moses part already. Now, thou shalt see it no more again. In other words, brother, when we come up out of America and get placed in our homeland of Israel, we're not coming back here. We ain't going to be worried about America no more. America's going to be a whole nother issue, bruh. Because, see, we're going to be back at home, in our homeland of Israel. That's where we're from. That's the basis of our Hebrew Israelite, brother. You got to learn the 12 tribes. You got to understand that. That's where we are from, bruh. Yisrael. Okay. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Brother, that's the transatlantic slave trade right there. That's us being sold into slavery. Now, it says, because a lot of people get tricked up on this. And there ye shall be sold, ye. That's an English word. You can tell that's that King James bull thrown in there. And there ye shall be sold until your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. In other words, brother, we get sold into slavery. We get put into slavery, basically. I mean, we're not necessarily sold, but we are put there. We're sold there. In other words, we have been sold into the ships. We have been sold to these white landowners. We're sold into slavery. And no man shall buy you. In other words, brother, we can't enslave ourselves. That's what that means. And no man shall buy you. We cannot enslave ourselves. We can't offer ourselves to any white master and say, I'll be your slave. Will you pay me, or what will you do for me? We didn't have a say in that. We were forced into it. And brother, that's where I'm going to end it up on the curses, man. And I hope you understand. And if you have any questions, brother, hit me up for real.